An East Texas man thinks he can prove that John F. Kennedy was killed by a conspiracy. Could his theory be right?
One East Texan thinks he can solve the controversy over who killed JFK, and he's going through a sewer system to get there.
Like many Americans, Smith County resident Jack Brazil just doesn't buy the Warren Report's explanation of President John F. Kennedy's assassination. For the past 9 years, Brazil has been exploring every bit of fact and speculation he can get his hands on. Now he's planning to explore the storm drains and sewers around Dealey Plaza, where Kennedy was killed December 22nd, 1963. Brazil thinks the sewers were an escape route for other gunmen.
Concrete that would be considered evidence in the assassination of President Kennedy. It could be a belt buckle, it could be a wallet, it could be a shoe, it could be anything that could be used in a court of law to prosecute someone for the murder of our president.
Brazil plans to choose 8 men and women to help him explore the Dallas sewer system. Since he placed an ad in the Thrifty Nickel newspaper a week ago, he's had over 100 answers.
Jack Brazil is looking for a few good men or women. The sex really isn't important. What is important is that these people be able to perform under great difficulty. The people Brazil chooses to help him with research into the assassination of President John F. Kennedy will explore the storm sewer, storm drains, and sanitary sewer around Dealey Plaza.
The Warren Commission, that's where President Kennedy received his back wound and his throat wound. I just don't see how he could have gotten his throat wound 160 feet to the south and to the southwest of the school book depository unless he was turning around in his seat.
Brazil has been researching the Kennedy assassination for the past 9 years. The fact that he was once in school with Lee Harvey Oswald has influenced Brazil less than the unanswered questions about the assassination. Brazil hopes the Dallas sewer system, which he thinks was used as an escape route, will still retain some clues. Since Brazil's ad ran in the Thrifty Nickel newspaper a week ago, he's received over 100 answers.
The Oliver Stone movie JFK's launched a landslide of controversy tonight about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. But KLTV's Joan Hallmark reports now that a Tyler man's been asking questions for years about it, and now he hopes to find some answers in the sewers of Dallas.
At the time of the assassination,
Jack Brazil has studied the Warren Commission's report on President John Kennedy's assassination closely. And like many Americans, he finds too many questions left unanswered.
When you try to hit a moving target at 88 yards through heavy foliage, no way. Yeah.
The Oliver Stone movie, JFK, has stirred anew the questions. Was there more than one gunman? Was it a conspiracy? And was there CIA mafia involvement?
There's numerous people running up the hill.
I just don't buy that. I'm sorry. I'm not.
For 9 years, Brazil has explored every fact and theory he could get his hands on. Now he hopes to explore the storm drains and sewers near Dealey Plaza in Dallas, where he thinks the other gunman escaped on that day, November 22nd, 1963.
I would hope to find something concrete that would be considered evidence in the assassination of President Kennedy. It could be a belt buckle, it could be a wallet, it could be a shoe, it could be anything that could be used in a court of law to prosecute someone for the murder of our president.
Brazil will take 8 volunteers to Dallas February 22nd to launch his underground investigation. He hopes to solve a mystery that in some ways has been part of his life since he was 3 years old and in a boarding school with Lee Harvey Oswald in Algiers, Louisiana. The questions escalated during the years he lived in New Orleans, and now Jack Brazil wants to help find some answers to one of our country's great tragedies. Joan Hallmark, East Texas News.
Our top story tonight, CIA Director Robert Gates announced today he's willing to take the wraps off some of the agency's top secret files, including the JFK investigation. The documents could answer one of the nation's most enduring questions. Did Oswald act alone? Tony Clark looks at how Gates' decision could shed light on the assassination of President Kennedy.
Director Robert Gates says the CIA may open some of its secret files on the Kennedy assassination. The agency is reviewing its classified materials with an eye toward possibly making them public.
CIA will cooperate fully and willingly in any government-wide effort to declassify these documents.
Other assassination documents, including those of the Dallas Police Department, are already being opened to public inspection, in large part because of pressure growing out of the controversial Oliver Stone movie, JFK.
He placed it on the national agenda.
Jim Mars is the author of Crossfire, one of 2 books Stone used as the cornerstone of his movie.
The shots landed in the car.
For 15 years, he's been teaching a college-level class on the assassination.
You still can't get a line of sight to the point to where the first bullet struck that car.
In the past, the class has drawn 15 to 20 students. This term, there are more than 60.
I've seen the JFK movie, and I think it's a good thing because it sparked a whole lot of new interest.
I think it's terribly interesting, and I think there's so many possibilities. That's why I'm here.
Those possibilities draw hundreds of people each day to the site of the assassination: Dealey Plaza, the grassy knoll, and the former schoolbook depository. Jack Brazil has a theory. He believes the gunman could have been hiding in the storm sewer along the motorcade route.
He could see the motorcade, he could see the lead car and the 4 motorcycles, he could see the president, and he had a perfect view of the president.
Brazil plans to search the sewer system around Dealey Plaza this weekend, looking for clues.
Women here in shock, some fainted, tears streaming down their face.
Others look for answers here, on the 6th floor of the old schoolbook depository. It's the location where, according to the Warren Commission, Lee Harvey Oswald fired the shots that killed the president.
It's a real eerie feeling to walk down on the street and come up here and look down.
It's eerie. It's very eerie. I have the chills.
3 years ago, the 6th floor was turned into an exhibit examining the life, death, and legacy of President Kennedy.
People's consciousness right now is saturated with this entire issue. And consequently, people come here to see for themselves what this is like, what really we do know.
But it's the unknown that keeps the questions, the theories, and the hurt from fading away. Tony Clark, CNN, Dallas.
CIA Director Gates also says the files will help persuade people the CIA had no role in the 1963 assassination.
And that researcher that you saw who is planning to comb the Dallas sewers is from East Texas, and we've talked to him today. Jack Brazil has dedicated his life to finding out what really happened the day President Kennedy died. It is tomorrow that he is taking that 8-man entourage to Dallas to look for some answers. His crew will be armed with magnets, grappling hooks, flashlights, walkie-talkies, and other tools. They'll be looking for any evidence that an assassin or assassins used the sewers as a hideaway or perhaps a getaway route.
Number 2, I need to prove to the Federal Bureau of Investigation that I can get into the Dealey Plaza area and get out and walk out 2,440 feet away.
Big job. Brazil and his crew plan to begin their underground search at 12:30 tomorrow.